Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudoku and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a puzzle genre called Castle Wall Puzzle. This puzzle was posted on gmpuzzles.com and the author of this puzzle is Murat Cantonta. Murat is an excellent author and one of my favorite authors, and his puzzles are so good, so elegantly smooth solving, and none of his puzzles require bifurcation. That is what is really good about his puzzles. So I will add the link in the description below for his collection of puzzles from gmpuzzles.com, as well as the link of the online interface of the puzzle that we are solving today. And covering this puzzle type was a viewer's request, so I thought of covering a video on exactly this puzzle. And before going to the puzzle, I was looking forward to your subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so, it will really motivate us to cover videos on daily basis. And if at all you have a request for any puzzle genre or a Sudoku variant, do let us know in the comment below and we'll surely make a video on it. And now coming on to the puzzle, this puzzle comes into the loop puzzle category, and we have to draw a single closed loop without intersections or crossings, right? Without intersections or branching that passes through some of the white cells in the grid. So it is not required that all of the white cells have to be passed through, but it can leave behind some of the white cells and pass through some of the white cells. And when the loop is finished, all of the white clues, so there are some white and some black clues inside the grid, right? So all of the white clues would have to be inside the loop and all of the black clues will have to be outside the loop. So let me explain you how it can be. Okay, let us assume this one. Just I'm just drawing a example here. So as you can see here, all of these white clues are inside the loop and all of these black clues are outside the loop. This is what I mean, right? None of the loop segments are intersecting or crossing, and the thing that is required is all of the white cells would have to be inside the loop. And now there are some numbers with the arrows indicated in the grid. So what do those mean? So the numbers indicate number of loop segments. I would say number of exactly total sum of loop segments in the given direction, right? So what is a loop segment? This from center of one cell to the center of another cell is called one loop segment. So if you have a 2 here, this is called 2 loop segments, right? So the total sum of loop segments in that direction by the number is indicated in the clue. So the number indicated by the direction doesn't have to do anything with the black and the white clues. Black and the white clues are totally different. That black clues will be outside the grid, outside the loop, and white clues will be inside the loop. But the numbers and the arrows indicated on both the black clues and the white clues says the same thing, that the total sum of loop segments in the given direction. So if you have a 1 here, which means it will have one loop segment and there won't be any loop segment in the horizontal direction, right? All will be in the vertical direction, if at all any. And same way for the one in the vertical direction, you will have only one loop segment somewhere, and there won't be any loop segment again in the vertical direction. All will be in the horizontal direction. And this is what it means with all the other clues here. And with that, we'll start solving this puzzle. So there are a few tricks that are most important in a castle wall puzzle, and the tricks are, whenever you have such case that there are 2 black clues or 2 same color clues, I would say, I wouldn't specify exactly black clues, I would say if you have 2 same color clues with one white cell in between, then you can make sure that, okay, sorry, just a second, I'll add the surface in the, okay, yeah. So the when you have such thing, when you have 2 same color clues with one cell in between, one white cell in between, then you can make sure that there will never be a loop passing between them, right? There will never be a loop passing between them, because what happens is that if you have a loop passing between them, that loop indicates that one of the cell towards its right will be, or left will be inside the loop, and the other will have to be outside the loop. But that is not possible when both of the clues are of the same color. So when both of the clues are of the same color, let it be if it is white or black, you will never have a loop passing between them, right? And same happens with the clues that are opposite of each other. So whenever you have two clues that are different from each other, one will be white and one will be black, then you can surely make sure that there has to be a loop passing between them. So let us assume that you had a white clue and a black clue here, then you can make sure that you can draw a loop between them. You don't have to worry about the puzzle breaking, because that will surely have a loop passing between them. So okay, and one more logic here is that whenever you have a white clue or a black clue at an edge, just one cell away from the edge, you can make sure that you cannot have a loop passing behind that black clue, and you will always have a loop passing behind the white clue, because the clue will have to be inside the loop, and that is only possible when you have a loop passing behind it, near to the edge or closer to the edge. So whenever you have one of the white clues just one cell away from the edge, you can make sure that the loop will have to be passing behind it. And whenever you have a black clue one cell away from it, you can never mark a loop behind it, right? So this and the third trick, that is also one of the most important trick, is here. Whenever you have such case, just a night step away. So when we earlierly said that when you have a clue just one cell away from each other, right, two different clues, then you will have a loop passing between them. The same thing applies here. When you have a night step just one cell away, not exactly in the same line but just one cell away, you can still make sure that there will be a loop passing between them, because they are of different colors. So you will have loop passing between the 2 and 3 and 3 and 3. Same way, a loop passing between these 3 and 3, a loop passing between 1 and 2, because all of these are of different colors, right? So between these two and between these two, right? And you can see between these two, these both are of different colors, right? So you can make sure that there won't be any loop passing between them, right? There will never be a loop passing between them because they are of the same color. So when you have of the different colors, there will be a loop passing between them. And when you don't have of the same color, when you don't have of different colors and you have of same color, you will never have a loop passing between them. Okay, just a second, sorry again, I just marked a wrong tab here. Okay, and now with that we'll continue this puzzle. So I have said almost all the possible tricks that are involved in a castle wall puzzle, and one more possible trick that I have missed here is that it's kind of an extension of the logic that I have already said. Whenever you have a black clue just one cell away from the edge, or a white clue one cell away from the edge, that I have already said that if you have a white cell, you will have one loop passing behind it, and if you have a black cell, there won't be any loop passing behind it. This logic even applies in a clue that is quite away from the edge. Let us assume you have this clue. Whenever you have a clue that is, let us assume a black clue here, and that is away from the edge, right? That is 3 cells away from the edge. Whenever you have that case, you can make sure that the clue behind it, I mean to say this is the clue and behind it you have an edge. So when between the edge and the clue, you will have exactly even number of loop passing behind it. So you have exactly even number of clues, 1 and 2. You cannot have 3 clues here. Same way that happens for the white clue. Whenever you have a white clue and till the edge, any edge, so you can take the bottom, I mean to say the bottom edge, the top edge, the right edge or the left edge, whatever be the case, you will have odd number of loop segments or odd number of loop lines behind the white clue till the edge. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, there are exactly 4 possible, right? So you will have only odd number of loop lines behind the white clue and even number of loop lines behind the black clue. That is for sure, because that will make sure that the clue is inside the loop or outside the loop, right? And with that we'll start solving this puzzle. and okay. Okay, so for this two we have already got one loop segment here. We need one more loop segment, either this or that. It can be anything, right? We are not sure of it. Let's see if we get anything else. There is a very good logic here. I can say this kind of logics are really helpful in a tough puzzle. And the logic here is that okay, I'm sorry, I am not sure if that logic would be helpful here. Okay, extremely sorry. This might not be helpful here, but let us see if we get anything else. Okay. Oh wow, what an excellent piece of breaking here, guys. I've never realized that there is such a breaking possible in a castle wall puzzle. Excellent breaking here. So if you see here, this one and this one is the most important clue in this castle wall puzzle. So why actually not this one and the one, but including these two clues? These two clues are also the color of these two clues are also important. Wow. So if you see here, this is a black color and this is a white color, right? And of course they both cannot be in the same loop area. I mean to say, both of these cannot be outside the loop or inside the loop. So there has to be a loop segment that will pass between them, just to differentiate that one will be outside the loop and the other will be inside the loop, right? That is for sure. Let me mark a diagonal line here. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so free. Okay, let me mark a diagonal line here. I cannot mark that with the. Okay, just let us assume you have a diagonal line here that will pass through from this point to this point, but that means I am just indicating that there will be a loop segment going this way, right? And now why this 1 and 1 is helpful is because let us assume anyway, if you make sure that this loop segment goes this way or this way or this way or this way, anyway you will have one horizontal and one vertical loop segment to make sure that you form a line passing between them, right? Exactly, one horizontal and one vertical this way, or one horizontal and one vertical this way. There is no other possibility that you can mark a loop segment passing between them. Because of the 1 and 1 clue, you can have a maximum of only one loop segment passing between them, and it can be either this way or this way. There is no other way you can pass the loop segment, right? No other way. And with that we make sure that there cannot be any of other loop segment. Okay, there cannot be any other loop segment in that whole row or column except these ones, right? Because you know that this one will be fulfilled either this way or this way, and in both the ways both of these ones are simultaneously getting fulfilled. So this way you are getting this one and this one fulfilled, and this way you are getting this one and this one fulfilled. And in all the other cases you can mark a cross here indicating that no other ones can be fulfilled now. What an excellent piece of logic this is, guys. What an excellent piece of logic. And with this you can mark the other loop segments here, continuing towards the continuation of the loop, right? And this has to turn this way. Okay, this is done now. And so this 2 is fulfilled, right? Awesome. This has to go this way. So we have these 2 fulfilled, and we can mark all the crosses here again. And as you can see here, I get a very good logic here. This is a closed area. You have only one way opening or one way closing in this area. Only one way the loop can go out or go in, and you have odd number of loop segments here. So in a closed area you can never have an odd number of loop segments, because one of the loop ends will get stranded, which means that one of the loop segments will have to go out this way, right? And that gives you a even number of loop segments. Awesome logic again. And Okay, and now you can see here that there cannot be a loop end getting inside this because you won't have anywhere to go. So that has only 3 loop segments for this tree to be fulfilled. And okay, get anything else? Okay, so you have exactly 2 loop ends, 2 loop segments for the 2 to be fulfilled, right? So this has to go up, this has to go up, and 1 loop segment is done. You need 2 more loop segments, right? Can be this way or this way, anyway. Okay, or even single. Okay, not sure how it will be, but let's see if we get anything else with that. And for this tree to be fulfilled, you have exactly 1 way to be done that, and this is the way, right? Nice. This is going somewhere for sure, and this 3 is fulfilled, this 2 is fulfilled, this 3 is fulfilled, right? Okay, if it goes this way, this will go this way. Okay, it can be any way. And this loop segment, this loop end will go give you 1 exactly. Okay, I'm not sure if that will help you a lot. Okay, for this 3, okay, for this 3 also we have exactly 1 way to be fulfilled, and that is the way here. Okay, and if it goes this way, 1 2 3 4 and 5 possible. Okay, okay, so this 2 is fulfilled. Again, anything else we are missing here? There has to be something with the closed loop, single loop forming in itself, and I think so that will help us continue the puzzle or solve the puzzle, right? And okay, if it goes this way, let us see if we are missing anything in this puzzle. If it goes up, okay, nothing with this logic here, nothing with this 3. Do we get anything with this 3? Okay, if it goes up, you'll have 3 loop segments already done, right? Okay, there has to be 1 going this way, 1 going that way. So anything with the odd or even number of loop segments? Let us see. Two more loop segments has to be here. It can be any way. If this goes up, this both gets closed here, and okay, I see something with this logic here is that if this goes up, this will close here and this will have to close here, right? And for the 3 to be fulfilled, okay, now what happens here is that this loop segment, you already have 3 fulfilled, and this loop segment will go from above, and that this makes this black cell into inside the loop, right? There is a really tough logic to see here. I'm not sure if that was the intended solve path. Okay, or in other words we can say that, okay, we didn't mark this one here. Yeah, that's a really bad thing to see. We forgot to mark this one here, right? And this one as well. So which means that the 2 can be fulfilled now. The 2 to be fulfilled, you have only 1 way to be fulfilled, that way, and it has to be this way. You'll have a separate loop that is coming this way and will go this way, right? And with that you have 1 2 3 4 5. So even number of loop ends inside this closed area. So it has odd number of loop ends, right? 1 2 3 4 5. So this loop end will have to come inside, and this itself forms a small closed loop. So this will have to repel each other, right? This will go this way again, and both of these will connect now. Okay, now this is going somewhere, guys, this is going somewhere, and for the 3 to be fulfilled, this would have to go down, because there is no other way for the 3 to be fulfilled. So this will have to go down, this will go this way, and now we have done something here, and this 3 is fulfilled now, right? So you have a cross here, here and here, so this will go this way, this will go this way, and this 2 is also fulfilled, right? So this will have to come down, this one is fulfilled, this will have to come down. Superb. So this 2 is also fulfilled, this will have to again come down now. There has to be a cross here. We missed the simple logic here, guys, a very simple logic here. That itself took us a lot of time to see, and let us see if we get anything else now. This 3 has to be fulfilled, this 5 has to be fulfilled, right? This 2 is already fulfilled now. Okay, so you have 1 2 3 already. If this comes down, this comes down, okay, so that is possible. Okay, superb. So this loop and okay, this loop segment or this loop end cannot touch this, because you will form a closed loop in itself. If this touches this way, this will close and you form a closed loop. So which means that this has to turn this way, this will come this way, and now I think so 5 is fulfilled. 1 2 3 4 and 5. So this will go and come down, and this will be this way. And now with that we have completed this excellent castle wall puzzle by Murat Cantanta. And we just missed a simple deduction here, but that was fine. We somehow got that logic here. This had an excellent breaking here, and I have never seen such kind of breaking in a castle wall puzzle with the 1 clue here and 2 different colors here. So there has to be a loop segment between them, and that was the most important logic here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.